more. The Raiders added quarterback Fernando Mendoza with the #1 overall pick in this year's draft. They also signed veteran Kirk Cousins, who could be their starter while they take time to get Mendoza ready to go at the pro level. Clint Kubiak set to be the Raiders' 6th different head coach in the last 6 seasons. We're very happy that Ryan McFadden covers the Raiders for us here at ESPN. So, you know, what Fernando Mendoza's the story there, right? You were at the rookie minicamp last weekend. What were your impressions of what you saw?
Yeah, Mendoza mania is in full effect here in Las Vegas. One thing that stands out to Mendoza is that he's really embraced the leadership role as the quarterback of the team during practice. He was breaking the team out of the huddle, during the night before practice, on the first night, even the night before the second practice. He's having walkthroughs during the team hotel where he's listen, because he's trying to get better at learning playing under center. So during those walkthroughs, he took 25 to 50 snaps under center with each offensive lineman and participant during rookie minicamp. So yeah, he's trying to pick up the pace in terms of learning the Raiders offense and Kubiak's scheme, as well as trying to fully acclimate himself as a leader on the team.
And you're saying he's trying to look at what Kirk Cousins does on film, right, and mirror some of that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Now, Mendoza has been studying Kirk Cousins since he was in college, because that was one of the players that he saw people from the outside compare him to. So with that said, he's been studying his film for quite a bit, and now he's in the building. He has all the cut up where he's studying his footwork and how Kirk Cousins operate under center, as well as Sam Darnold during his tape with the Seattle Seahawks.
Tim, Cousins gives them an option, obviously, if they decide Mendoza isn't ready by week 1. Should he start right away? What would you do?
I don't think he needs to start right away. I think there will be some benefit to watching someone like Cousins, who is a master at, that offense. At the same time, I do think it's easier. In fact, I know it's easier to get better doing something rather than watching someone do it. So I would expect him to take over at some point in his rookie season. I don't think it has to be week 1.
All right.
Yeah, man. I had this on. I've been getting a lot of these aha moments recently. Don't know why, but it's just kind of been hitting me. And when I'm looking at this clip and I see the chart, that's what I was kind of pointing to, and I was like making faces like I'm not going to go through the list right now, but they've left off so many players here in terms of what they added and what they've done. This makes it look like they haven't done much outside of add 2 new quarterbacks and, a center and a linebacker. And it's just like, okay. And so, like something like this, I'm like, wait a second. They've added so many more pieces, but offensively and defensively. Just in free agency alone, let alone obviously, of course, through the draft itself. And not to mention the pieces that they have and just how much of an impact the coaching changes will make. And it was just like such an aha moment that like this team is going to be so much significantly better than they've been, and it's going to be such night and day. The Raiders, listen. They've had some interesting fights. They've had some interesting, moments with them the last few years or so, but like they've never really felt like a true complete football team. A team that's bought up, a team that's ready to go. They just haven't. Even when they've had some interesting moments, it's like you get the sense. And you should never get the sense as someone who's, sitting on a couch watching. There's a lot of games cause I'm always taking notes and stuff, and I'll watch multiple games on my computer, on my phone, multiple screens at the same time. And like a lot of times I'm actually like I'm laying in bed. I'll be like laying up in bed and I got everything all scattered over. Sometimes I'm right here watching. It all depends on the first batch versus the second batch. But like there's times that I'm like laying back watching the Raiders play and I'm like, I feel like I could be out there. And I should never have that feeling when I'm literally just laying back in bed and just be like, I could be out there, right? I should never have that feeling. And I think that feeling is done. Officially, as great as I am, as amazing as I am, I won't have that feeling anymore about the Raiders. I'm just not going to get the sense of like, man, can you just call me and put me in there at this point, because what the heck am I watching? And it feels great. It feels great, and it's beyond just Mendoza. Like that's really what I'm trying to drive home. Like not only do I think they will be better with Kirk Cousins or Mendoza, quite frankly, but the team itself is genuinely improving. And there were some bones to a legit team. You're like there was enough there. But football is kind of crazy, right? Like you can have man. You could have a collection of really talented people and go absolutely nowhere and look like an absolute disaster. I mean, just look at Max Crosby, how great he is. And yet sometimes that defense looks like they have no idea what they're doing, right? Because it's the ultimate team sport and it takes a lot of guys to be, to be good to actually put together a team that's legit and competitive. I think Colin said this recently and he said this a lot before in the past, but I do like the way how he phrases it where he's like, you don't have to be great everywhere, but you can't be bad anywhere. And I agree with that. I really agree with that phrasing and that emphasis. And that's very much what I think the Raiders have kind of taken care of right now. So, and listen, I actually really do hope, as much as I'm so excited for Fernando Mendoza to get this party started and I really am. I'm so hyped and hearing all the things so many times you hear certain things in the interviews and some of the little sound bites from the press or the media or whatever and it's always magnified to a degree that always feels yeah, whatever. Like it is with Bo Nix. And as someone who supported Bo Nix and this was before he was even drafted, it was Albert Breer and he's oh, this guy's just all about football. His bag, all he had, was a playbook and a lacrosse ball to crack his back. That's just what he's all about. He's all about football. And I'm what do you think's going to be in his bag right now? Yo-yos and action figures and comic books. What are you talking about, man? At the time it was 2024. It was it's 2024. Anything he needs is in his phone. He's got his phone. He can watch YouTube. He can watch Netflix. He can do whatever he wants. He can make calls, text. What do you think's going to be in his bag? You really lacrosse ball and a bat. And it's some of those things get exaggerated and magnified where I'm alright, I get it. He's focused and he's all about football. Okay, I get it. And but when I hear some of the stuff about Mendoza, a lot of the stuff I really do buy into. I really do buy into it and in some of the story cause again, I'm always on guard to try to figure out the reality of the situation, right? Really try to get to the truth of something. And cause he's oh, he's in the hotel room doing all this work and he's doing all this and that and sometimes that can be kind of fluff. And be yeah, lots of everyone's working hard. Everyone's trying to improve. But a lot of the stories that I hear and even, what he kind of said here it does continue to reinforce that Mendoza, man, he's about it. And not only does he want to be the best, but he really is to put into the willing to put the work into it. And honestly, even things like studying Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins even when he was in college not everyone does that, man. Not everyone does it and it is something that I did a little bit when I was younger. Actually, ironically more with basketball than any other sport because I was so obsessed with trying to improve my shot more than anything and I was really watching the great shooters and I was just able to get some decent footage of it really slowed down and I wish I did in other sports. I wish I did it with baseball, football etc. And it was because it really goes such a long way. So even little things that just really show you that this is a guy that is he talks the talk and he walks the walk. He's putting in the work and he's about attention to detail and he's obsessed with detail. And who also was famously obsessed with details? Tom Brady as well as Peyton Manning. Okay. When you're OBS, when you're obsessed with the details and you're willing to also put in the work it's a great combination. One of my favorite quotes which has turned into a little bit of a cliché but I remember when I first heard it and I was wow, that sounds amazing, right? I'm going to butcher it right now but it's talent beats oh my god, I'm butchering it when I'm trying to say it right now. Hard work BA. TS talent when talent doesn't work hard. And Mendoza is talent who works hard. So I'm just excited to see how it all unfolds, but I think even if he doesn't start from the jump, which I do think actually would be beneficial for him in general. I don't think it matters, because I just think that this Raiders team actually genuinely has momentum, and I am a believer in Kirk Cousins, cause I already see the haters in the comments section be like, well, he's studying Kirk Cousins. Like, why would he do that? And it's just like, I don't know. If that's like your automatic thought, then like, I don't know. You know, I'll let you sit with that then. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Las Vegas Raiders, the moves that they've made, you know, how quickly can they get this thing going? How do you feel about, you know, some of the stories and some of the, you know, some of the conversations that have unfolded since the draft, since we're really easing into like true off-season now with like actual, you know, players actually doing football-related activities? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. We're all ultimately let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here. I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.